Good day, everyone. I'm Mrs. Joanna Guerrero, and I'm about to report to you the foundations of group behavior. Let us now move on to my report's content. I have here three topics. The first topic is the meaning of group, and the subtopics are reasons for joining a group and reasons for forming a group. The second topic I have is the types of groups, and under which is the formal group and the informal group. The third and the last topic is about the theories of group behavior, which covers propinquity theory of behavior, balance theory, and exchange theory. So, what is a group? A group is a collection of two or more individuals working for a common goal and are independent. They interact significantly to achieve an objective or objectives. So, a group is basically an assemblage of people. It can be understood as a collection of individuals, two or more, who come together and interact. Fred Luthen states that if a group exists in an organization, its members are motivated to join, perceive a group as a unified unit of interacting people, contribute to various amount to the group processes, and reach agreement and disagreements through various forms of interaction. Let us now move on to the next part of my report, which is the reasons for joining a group. So, under which is security, status, self esteem, affiliation, power, and goal achievement. As mentioned earlier, these are the reasons why people join a group. The first one is security. By joining a group, individuals can reduce the insecurity of standing alone because he or she is together with someone who can back him or her up. Next one is the status. Inclusion in a group that is viewed as important provides recognition and status for its members. So, when you are grouped together with esteemed people, people might also think that you are an esteemed person yourself. So, that's why people join a group for status. The next one is self esteem. Groups can provide people with feelings of self worth and also self confidence. Lastly, affiliation. Groups can fulfill social needs. Affiliations or memberships are professional groups that you've joined or who otherwise include you in their rosters. These groups can be large organizations or small group related to your industry. Having these groups listed on your resume works your commitment to the industry even outside of work. Moving on to the reasons why people join a group is for power. So, what cannot be achieved individually often becomes possible through group action. So, there is power in numbers. Some people think that if they join a group, they will be able to finish their tasks accordingly because there will be a lot of heads joining together and working on a certain, probably, objective or goal. And lastly is the goal achievement, which I already mentioned earlier. When it takes more than one person to accomplish a particular task, there is a need to pool talents, knowledge, or power in order to complete a job. So, in such cases, management will rely on your formal groups. So, earlier I discussed why people join a group. This time, I will be discussing about the reasons for forming a group. Why do people form a group? I will be mentioning four reasons. The first reason is the need satisfaction and economic benefits, proximity in action, and then lastly, achievement of goal. Need satisfaction, social needs, security needs, and esteem needs. And economic benefits. When we say economic benefits, in many cases, groups form because people believe they can derive greater economic benefits from their jobs if they organize. And then under proximity and attraction, proximity is the physical distance between employees, and attraction is typically engendered by similarities in attitudes, performance, or motivation. So they usually form a group together with the people who are close with them, proximity, and who have the same attitude and performance and motivation like them. Lastly is the achievement of goal. For the achievement of goal or goals, if clearly understood, it can be reasons why people are drawn to a group. So if there will be particular goals and you're interested on achieving it, then you would like to form a certain group to achieving that certain goal. Now I will be discussing about types of groups. The one that you can see on your screen now is the typical group layout. We have here the types of groups, which are formal group and informal group. And under each type of group, we have command group under the formal group, task group, and committee. And under the informal groups, we have the interest group, clique, and the psychological groups. Before I discuss the different types of formal groups, let me discuss first what is formal group. Formal group is a designated work group defined by the organizational structure. It is a collection of employees who work together to contribute towards achievement of organizational objectives. For example, we have an air crew. Formal groups are formed based on the work and human resources required by skill, knowledge, and experience to achieve organizational tasks. So, under the formal group, we have the command group, task group, and committee. Let me discuss to you the first type of formal group, which is command group. Command group is formed to carry out a specific task. There is a leader in a group who is also designated by the organization. So this leader receives orders from his superior and reports to him about activities and performance. Let me now discuss the next type of formal group, which is the task group. In the task group, this is a group of individuals brought together to accomplish a specific action or produce a product. In a task group, members perform the same function, but they do not share a hierarchical command structure. So, a task group is made up of individuals from across the functional areas. They work together to complete a job or a task. Task group boundaries are not limited to its hierarchical superior. Once the task is complete, the group members fall back to their respective group or units. So for example, all the sales staff members together with their subordinate to the manager of the shop. Then after achieving the goal, then they can go back to the normal group. Let me discuss to you another type of formal group, which is committee. So committee can be of permanent or temporary in nature. Planning committee, finance committees are of permanent nature. They keep working all along and have a designated authority to control the work. There are temporary committees which are formed to accomplish one-time works, like committees formed at district levels to issue identity cards to citizens. They are formed for specific work and disbanded once they have completed their work. This is also very familiar for teachers. Whenever there's a program in the school, we form a committee to actually make the program a very good one. And then after the program, the committee will be disbanded. Now we'll be discussing the different types of informal group. So we have the interest group, clique, and psychological group. So informal groups are groups that are not formally organized in the work system to get the job done, but develop on their own randomly at workplaces because of common interests and mutual liking of the group members. The feature of such groups are as formed various members themselves. It has no official sanctity. These groups are formed based on commonality of culture, religious function, liking for each other, and common interests. And these groups evolve their own structure, elect their own leaders, and have followers. They work based on group norms, social norms, and code of conduct. So we have the common interest here in the informal group, and they are bonded because of this common interest. So that's what we have, the interest group, because of the word interest. They are grouped together because of their interests. Clique now is a small group of people with shared interests or other features in common who spend time together and do not readily allow others to join them. So, for example, you're a group of talented musicians. You cannot easily allow other people to join your group because probably they don't have the same talent as you do or the same interest as you do. So the last one is the psychological group. Psychological group is an organized system of two or more people who have a common meaning and evaluation of themselves and come together. So examples of group include the baseball team, a college psychology class, and the likes. Moving on to the last part of my report, which is the theories of group behavior. I will be discussing 3 theories of group behavior. These are the theories of group behavior. The first one, the propinquity theory of group behavior, exchange theory, and lastly, the balance theory. Let's now move on to theories of group behavior. The first one is the propinquity theory of group behavior, which is established by George Holmes. So propinquity theory of group behavior is based on proximity. Propinquity means affiliation which may be due to spatial or due to geographical proximity. So mas malapit, they just group together. Next one, we have the balance theory. The balance theory is based on similar attitude. It is proposed by Theodore Newcomb that states, persons are attracted to one another on the basis of similar attitudes and common interests relevant to some object or a group goal. Lastly is the exchange theory. Exchange theory is based on cost-reward relationship. So every individual before joining the group evaluates its outcome. If he or she feels that the outcome or the reward is greater than the cost, then he or she will join the group. And they are going to form the group or be a part of that group. Before I end my report, let me leave you with this quotation. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Thank you so much and